Hello everyone, welcome to NG's Corner for Nurses. Hope all of you are doing well. So today we are here with the second part of female reproductive system, and in this session we will cover the anatomy of uterine tube. This is the outline of today's session. Let's start it. Uterine tubes are also known as fallopian tube or oviduct. It is a paired muscular hollow organ in female reproductive system which extends from the uterus to near ovary and convey the ova from the ovary to the uterine cavity. It is also the site where the fertilization typically occurs. Each uterine tube is 10 cm long and it is situated in the medial part of upper free margin of broad ligament of uterus. Next, coming to the course of the uterine tube. The tube passes laterally from the angle of the uterus up to the uterine end of the ovary. Please see the picture. Then it passes upwards along the mesovarian border and arches backwards around the tubal end of the ovary. And finally, the tube turns downwards and comes in contact with the posterior border of the ovary. Next, coming to the presenting parts of uterine tube. There are 4 parts in the uterine tube: intramural part, isthmus, ampulla and infundibulum. First is intramural part. It is about 1 cm long and transverses the musculature of the uterus at the junction of the fundus and the body. You can see in the picture the parts of the uterine tube. Next is isthmus, rounded and cord-like. Length is about 3 cm. Next is ampulla. It is thin-walled, dilated and tortuous and measures about 5 cm. Fertilization of the ovum usually takes place in the ampulla. And the last one is infundibulum. It is trumpet-like structure and about 1 cm in length. We can see in the picture that the edge of the infundibulum presents a number of finger-like projections which is known as fimbria, and you can see in the second picture there is one fimbria which is longer and attached to the upper end of the ovary. This is known as ovarian fimbria. Each fimbria presents an outer surface and an inner surface. Outer surface is lined by mesothelium and inner surface is lined by ciliated columnar epithelium and presents longitudinal grooves. There are 2 openings in the uterine tube. One is uterine opening and another one is abdominal or pelvic opening. The uterine opening is 1 mm in diameter and communicates the intramural part of the uterine tube with the lateral angle of the uterine cavity. And the abdominal or pelvic opening is situated at the lateral end of the uterine tube at the bottom of infundibulum, where it pierces the posterior layer of the broad ligament. It is about 3 mm in diameter and its margin presents a number of finger-like processes which is known as fimbria. Next, coming to the structure or histology of uterine tube. From outside to inwards, the uterine tube presents 3 coats: serous coat, muscular coat and mucous coat. Serous coat is derived from peritoneum and covers the entire tube except the intramural part. The muscular coat consists of outer longitudinal and inner circular layers of smooth muscle. And the mucous membrane is lined by simple columnar epithelium. There are mainly 3 types of cells found in the epithelium: ciliated cells, secretory cells and PEG cells. Next, coming to the relations of uterine tube. We know the uterine tubes are located within the broad ligament of the uterus, specifically within the mesosalpinx, which is a peritoneal fold and that forms the superior free border of the broad ligament. So, within the broad ligament, at below there is an anastomosis of the ovarian and uterine vessels. At below and in front, round ligament of the uterus, and at below and behind there is a ligament of the ovary. Next, coming to the blood supply. The uterine artery supplies approximately the medial 2/3 of the uterine tube and the ovarian artery supplies the lateral 1/3 of the uterine tube. The veins run parallel with the arteries and drain into the pampiniform plexus of the ovary and into the uterine veins. Next, coming to the lymphatic drainage, most of the tube is drained into pre-aortic and lateral lymph nodes and intramural part drains into superficial inguinal lymph nodes. Next, coming to the nerve supply. The sympathetic nerves are derived from the ovarian and superior hypogastric plexus, and the parasympathetic fibers for the lateral part of the tube are derived from the vagus and the medial of the tube from the pelvic splenic nerves. The next part of this topic will coming soon. If this content is useful for you, then please put a like and share it with others. And for getting more videos like this, you can subscribe my YouTube channel NG's Corner for nurses. And for any suggestions or for any queries, you are most welcome to comment. Thank you for watching.